the way they play as well, because they have blistering legs and then they kind of go off the boil or go to sleep, however, whatever you'd like to call it. So be interesting to see the one, and they are both prone to missing doubles under pressure, although they've got plenty of bottle. You know, both been around a long time, incredible dart players. It's going to be that player that gets out of the gate quick and holds on to it. As you said, the previous game, the old story where the hare beat the tortoise beat the hare happened again.
And Gary Anderson, the only seed, the number 14 seed, to make it through to the semi-final stage. He's beaten Glenn Spearing.
Do you know what, Mike, just to interrupt you there, when Ronnie Baxter pulled his dart out, it left a little hole. Gary Anderson's dart went in that hole. Incredible, it went in the same hole, I swear it did.
Well, the odds of that happening would be incredible. But
well, we talked about these two players out there. They're so on fire at times and they go off the boil, and I think it just proved it. 2 bullseyes and then none of them could even hit a 25.
Yes, Glenn Spearing, Wayne Jones and Ian White have been Gary Anderson's victims to get him to this stage of the competition. Anderson, Ronnie Baxter, I should say, beating Raymond van Barneveld earlier on the thing 6-2 to make it through to this semi-final against Anderson. And we will have a little interval after this semi-final to let whichever one of these players win just recover before the final. And in terms of that preparation, Justin Pipe now has got a bit of extra time to prepare for his final, but as we sometimes say, it can work both ways. If you've got a bit too much time, sometimes the second semi-finalist will come off stage, still be buzzing and have that adrenaline rush, which will take their momentum through into the final.
You're exactly right. It's just the way it goes. But what will happen is the guy who wins the final says it was brilliant. If it's one of these here, they'll go, yeah, the momentum was still going. If Justin Pipe goes on to win it, he'll turn around and say that little break worked. So the loser will say, oh, it didn't work, it ain't fair, whatever way it happens. So the organisers at times tend to not win with the dart player. But when you're in a individual sport, as it is, well, that's the way it goes at times. But certainly now, treble 19 for Gary Anderson. That leaves double 12 to nick the throw. Oh, and you can see from his demeanour, he knew that was rather low.
Well, both players setting up big outshots as they've done all weekend, but it comes down to double 4 for Ronnie Baxter to take the first leg of this semi-final.
Certainly this will give Gary Anderson a boost coming into the Premier League on Thursday. The only one of the Premier League players to the left, and we've had Dave Chisnell and Peter Wright. Wow. Indifferent performances to what we're used to, especially from Wright coming off the runner-up to Michael in the World Championships. It's probably the worst I've seen him play, but I think he's a strong character, that he will put that behind him. And certainly Chisnell, since the World Grand Prix, has not really hit the heights that he did before it.
So good shot there from Anderson to leave 96 to bring us all square. in which, again, it would be no surprise if this went all the way to the 11th leg. And that's the third time tonight we've seen double nine used to success, having not seen one all weekend.
Well, the first maximum of the match goes to Baxter. And certainly, I think this is the best I've seen Ronnie Baxter play for a long while. You know, he had a bad turn up in the World Championships. Well, we're on a 9-dart leg again. Ronnie Baxter now 2-180s leaves the 1-4-1. And are we going to see one in the semi-finals here?
Not this time, but he'll set up double 18 for when he comes back.
Well, to clean up which will be the best leg of the tournament, a 10-dart leg, exceptional darts from Ronnie Baxter. Only 10 darts used.
140.
Another great leg of darts by Anderson. For a possible 11 darter. He wants double 6 now.
A 12-dart leg from Gary Anderson to hold his throw. The previous leg was 10, then we've had 12. An exceptional game. And there we have the stats. 108 for Gary Anderson and 114 on the first 9. Them stats are brilliant. And Ronnie Baxter's not too shabby either, over the 100 on the average. He will want to up that first 9 average. It just means that Baxter's doing the heaviest part of his scoring in the back end of the legs.
And again emphasising the strength in depth of the field of players. The quality and the averages these players are producing. Even if none of the top seeds made it through to the semi-finals tonight.
Ronnie Baxter's possibly the only player that when he brings the dart back, it's not actually pointing at the dartboard, it's pointing to his left. So his wrist has got to overreact really to get the dart straight. He's got to get the speed of the wrist absolutely perfect. And at the moment, it is absolutely perfect. There we have it. As he brings it back to his face, he's actually pointing well to the left of the dartboard.
Yes, he's sort of cupping it in his fingers rather than directing the point straight at the board, but it certainly works for him.
It certainly does. It's not textbook grip, but then not everything has to be textbook to be brilliant. And certainly Ronnie Baxter's darts this weekend have been nothing short of brilliance.
And I think I'm right in saying this is the first semi-final appearance in a European Tour event for both these players.
84.
And both of them would love to kick off 2014
57.
with a trophy. But Justin Pipe is the man standing in the way.
100,000.
And a rare slack visit from Ronnie Baxter gives Gary Anderson a good 6 darts. May only need 4 darts. Sets it up absolutely perfectly. 12 darts thrown. Requires double top to hold on to his throat.
60. Very required 40. In Charlotte 60.
All square, and the legs continuing to go with the throw. And Ronnie Baxter kicking off with a ton 40 in the 7th leg.
Well, 100 in front is Ronnie Baxter, so a 140. No, didn't even punish the bad score of Baxter. They're making this leg pretty easy for Ronnie.
Well, a steady leg and steady rhythm from both players, well suited. And Baxter looking to knock off 61 to go 4-3 up. Double top. Double top for 4-3.
A big shot out here for Anderson. It would be to break the throw. If he hits the treble 20, he's got to stay there, surely. He's done exactly that. It is the right shot. Some people may go treble 14 for the double top bullseye, but he's got the line and length. But Baxter now comes back for double top. Now down to the 10s and hits the double 10 with his second dart. Takes a 4 legs to 3 lead in his second semi-final. Justin Pipe awaits the winner.
And with every leg so far going with the throw, Ronnie Baxter winning the nearest the ball to throw first could be crucial, because he would be throwing first in the 11th and deciding leg if it goes all the way.
Well, a chance here for Baxter. Well, after that first dart, expected the second one to find the treble. He kicked off with a 140, but he's more or less cut that in half. He's down to level tons. Gary's got the throw here. While he's not hitting 2 trebles, the door is always left ajar for Baxter to come in and hit the big score. That's exactly what he's done. Well, certainly the 6 darts from 161 is far easier than the 202, so pressure now on Gary Anderson. Just checking the score to make sure he doesn't leave a bogey.
So this really would put the cat among the pigeons. Wrong treble. The 161 would have taken him to within 1 leg of victory and a place in the German Championship final. He'll have to hope that Baxter doesn't take out this 1-2-1. He wants the bullseye.
96. What do you require? 76.
A massive chance for Ronnie Baxter. Double 8. Oh, that's way with the double 4, and so is the double 4. Possibly winning that leg, he would have had a final place in the palms of his hand. Double 12 squashes Ronnie Baxter's chance of a breaker throw, and a little bit of luck went Gary Anderson's way there.
And how big could that be, that chance of Baxter? He was well wide with both the double attempts he made. Even he stood and looked at the board in disbelief. And that chance of a break of throw for the first time in this match.
125.
Is this where Gary Anderson turns the turbo on full blast? He's gone 2 140s. Can he go out in 6 darts from 2-2-1? Needs another 140. Just moves to the left to open up the target. Well, he had 121 in the previous leg. Requires the 1-2-1 again. What can Baxter do to put some pressure on? Oh, that's a bad miss, Mike. A real bad miss.
Great start. 61 left. Bullseye for 5-4.
What do you require? 80.
Double 13.
55.
Anderson comes back, going to get 2 darts. Will he go 1? He's gone 1 for double 12. He likes the double 12, and that's because he can hit it better than any other double. A 14 dart leg for Anderson. The first breaker throw goes to him. He now steps up to throw for the match. He would settle for a nice little level 15 darts, and I think that would be enough to see him through to face Justin Pipe in the first tournament of 2014 here in Germany.
Well, it has been another cracking semi-final. Pipe against Klassen went all the way to the 11th leg, but Anderson will be looking to get the job done here in the 10th leg. But Baxter is doing all he can to take us all the way to a decider.
59.
And well, only 59 at this stage.
Needs that treble.
60.
Didn't punish the throw of Gary Anderson, but still Ronnie Baxter's got a better chance of going out in 178 in 6 darts than Gary has at 219.
97.
Well, he wants to set this up, needs at least 1 treble. Well, he's done that already. Gary Anderson's going to come back for 122. Perfect darts from Baxter, brilliant leg, but it's in Gary Anderson's hands. 122, he's hit the first treble. If he hits another one, it's double 7. Double 7 for a match and a place in the final, and he does it! Gary Anderson takes out the 122. 2 absolutely brilliant finishing legs from Gary Anderson. A brilliant display of darts from Ronnie Baxter throughout the whole tournament. But it's the Flying Scotsman that goes through to face Justin Pipe in the final of the German Darts Championship. We'll be along in about 15 to 20 minutes for the final. To get comfortable, we'll be back for a great final.
Schwer umkämpft, ein 6:4 Erfolg für den Schotten. Aber auch Applaus für Ronnie Baxter. Er hat ein tolles Turnier gespielt. Justin Pipe gegen Gary Anderson. Die beiden werden zum 12. Mal gegeneinander spielen.